He is a distinguished healthcare leader with over 35 years of experience, a medical graduate with advanced training in hospital management, medical law, and digital health. He currently serves as the director of the Association of Healthcare Providers. Thank you, sir. The stage is yours.
Thank you so much. First of all, I would like to thank the organizers, Service International and Raina sir, for inviting me here to give a talk. You know, this is a subject, something, you know, this is more of a technical thing which we are seeing for last 2 days. And even the presentations are very technical, but I'm just going to talk about the uses of drones in healthcare and in emergency response. So, as far as my organization is concerned, it is Association of Healthcare Providers India. It's a not-for-profit organization. It's registered as a society. And we represent majority of private hospitals in the country. We have 20,000 private hospitals as our members. And we have created 20 state chapters. In each state, we have an empowered executive committee, because health is a state subject. And we mainly we do advocacy with the government, with the regulators, with the stakeholders, with an objective to achieve universal health coverage to the last mile, to every citizen of the country. The universal health coverage is accessible, affordable, and quality care. Slide. So the topic is the role of drones in revolutionizing healthcare delivery and emergency response. Now, just to give you a brief about the India's healthcare landscape, you know, it is very fragmented, and there is a urban-rural divide. You know, 70% of the population living in rural area, but only 30% of the doctors available in 70% of the areas to serve the population. Then infrastructure. There is, of course, inadequate infrastructure as far as the healthcare infrastructure is concerned. So mainly the tertiary care is limited to your metro cities and tier 2 cities. But if you see tier 3 cities and rural area, you even hardly have the primary health centers. Though the government is taking all the initiatives, they have now created 172,000 Ayushman Arogya Mandirs. That is primary health centers, sub-centers, and CHCs, district hospitals. They are there, but still, there is a big gap in infrastructure as far as the healthcare is concerned. Now, this is about the drone technology. I think I'm not going to talk much on that, because we all know that what a drone is. I think all of you must be technical people. It's an unmanned aerial vehicle, and which is without a human pilot on board. So that is, I think, the basic. This is what the drone is. And they are equipped with essential components like GPS, sensors, cameras, communication systems. These components enable them to navigate and collect the data and transmit information in real time. And of course, payload capacity is also, you have various types like zipline platform 1, 2, and many others. Next. Sorry. Now drones are being increasingly used in healthcare for various purposes. most importantly, medical supply delivery. You know, remote area delivery, drones can deliver medical supplies such as vaccines, drugs, medications, even blood in remote and hard to reach areas. Then comes the emergency response, of course. Drones can quickly deliver the medicines, maybe within 30 to 40 minutes. And the use of drones in emergency response, especially we have seen in case of in disasters, in pandemics. Then also the telemedicine support. You know, drones can be equipped with the cameras and communication system to enable the remote consultations and telemedicine services. Beyond that, I think, you know, there is a medical transport for the organ transport, blood transportation, and there are other applications for aerial surveillance, medical waste management. So drones are being increasingly used in healthcare, and it is going to be a game changer. Now, benefits, I think this is very important. Why? In healthcare, especially, my talk is focused on healthcare. The delivery time is very fast, and you can avoid all the traffic congestion. By avoiding those traffic conditions, adverse conditions, road conditions, you can reduce the delivery time by ensuring timely access. So timely access is very important, especially in hilly terrains, those areas. You can be, you can be very prompt in reaching to the site. And of course, there is cost effectiveness also. If you compare the logistics, you know, it reduces the transportation cost and improves the access. That's very important because there is a rapid delivery. So apart from that, the cold chain is also maintained. You know, the vaccines, you know, the cold chain has to be maintained. So that is, the temperature control compartments are there in drones to prevent those spoilage of the sensitive items, you know, which are to be maintained at a particular temperature. So this is very important. Of course, compliances with regulations, you know, this compliance and regulations are important, especially with registration for the drones, insurance, and the training requirements is essential for the drone operators in India. And we all know that the government initiatives like the Drone Shakti mission and the liberalized drone policy, which aims to promote the adoption of drone technology for various applications, including healthcare. And DGCA provides guidelines for drone operations in India. And the designated drone corridors, you know, the designated air routes facilitate the safe and efficient drone operations, ensuring compliance with airspace regulations and minimizing the risk. And we all know that beyond visual line of sight, that is, we call it BVLOS, and permissions enable drones. These are also regulatory requirements. These permissions are required. It enables drones to operate beyond the pilot's line of sight. So expanding the range and capabilities for the healthcare delivery. This is important. Then there are some studies. I'll just elaborate in my next slide. So that is, one is very important study in Telangana, which has been done in the medicine from the sky. And then another one is at Himachal Pradesh. This was a pilot study. And Himachal Pradesh also highlighted the effectiveness of drones in reaching to the underserved populations. We know Himachal, how the conditions are, the road conditions and the hilly area, the geographical terrains, how it is distributed. Then also in the pilot project in Chennai, which explored the use of drones for organ transplant. And then in Northeast also, the healthcare delivery time was reduced by 80% and cost reduced by 40% by the use of drones. So these are some examples. I'll just elaborate here. The Telangana case study, Medicine from the Sky project. This was launched in 2021, and this pioneering drone delivery initiative, it flew the life-saving vaccines, very important, life-saving vaccines, medicines, and blood products to 25 plus, maybe around 30 remote health centers across Telangana. This was in 2021. And by bypassing all the road networks, it cut the delivery time by over 60%. Just imagine. If you are going to reach in 100 minutes, you will reach in 60 minutes. 40 minutes, I'm sorry. So cutting the delivery time to 60%. So it's not 100 minutes by road, you will reach in 40 minutes. And it has actually demonstrated the scalable rural healthcare access. So this was all in rural areas. It's a 25 plus remote. Then there is another study, All India Institute of Medical Sciences. We all know that we have 22 AIIMS in India now. And of course, 19 of them are operational, fully operational. And AIIMS Rishikesh, there was a drone trials done. And that was in 2023. It flew a drone 36 to 40 kilometers. The range was up to 40 kilometers. So it flew up to 36 kilometers in 30 minutes to deliver 2 kg of anti-tubercular drugs and returned with patient samples. It delivered the drugs, taken out the blood samples of the patients, and returned with that. It actually revolutionized the remote healthcare logistics in Himalaya areas. So just imagine. Then we have this. During COVID-19, I think it was a very unprecedented pandemic which we all had faced, maybe in our lifetime, first time. And there was, drones also played a very important role during this pandemic, especially in the surveillance efforts during the COVID-19 pandemic and monitoring the public spaces and ensuring the compliance with lockdown measures. So the surveillance, the monitoring, so this was there during the pandemic by the use of drones. And one thing very important, this is very interesting. We were talking of sanitization, hand washing, surrounding areas should be sanitized, disinfected. So the Council of Scientific and Industrial Research, that is CSRI, and CMERI is Central Mechanical Engineering Research Institute, they developed a specialized drones during that time to sanitize the public areas during the pandemic. And these drones, they very efficiently, they helped to disinfect the large areas, So that was the beauty of that drone, which was a joint effort by CSIR and CMERI. It played a very crucial role in controlling the spread of the virus while minimizing human exposure. So that was something it was a big success actually that time. Now vaccine delivery in India, again, I think ICMR, Indian Council of Medical Research Study, showcased the efficacy of drones in transporting vaccines across all the difficult terrains. Of course, there was time reduction, there was increased coverage, and also meeting the requirement of temperature control. So this was, a lot of case studies, a lot of research, a lot of pilots have been done for the drones in healthcare. And of course, in healthcare, drone has not taken, it's still at the backseat, to be very honest. It is not very, there are not many takers and things are still evolving. I think those technical people, those manufacturers or people, they are here and they might come up with, some specialized drones, and their users are, we all know where they are used in healthcare. So I think we can increase the usage of drones in healthcare and scale it and sustain it. So it has to be a sustainable model, whatever we do in healthcare. So we need to sustain on that. Emergency response is very important. You know, emergency response, especially after the disaster, post-pandemic is something which is very difficult to manage. Pandemic has happened, but in post-pandemic, you know, it is something, you know, there are a lot of casualties, a lot of after effects, and people, they suffer a lot. Yesterday I was looking at somebody, survivor of Hiroshima, a 94-year-old singing a song. Yeah, he described about what all he faced during that, you know, nuclear bombing on Hiroshima. So I think post-disaster, post-pandemic is something which is very important, and drones have been used. You know, recent Myanmar earthquake, 7.7 at 7.7 Richter scale, many of the cities have totally shattered in Myanmar. Indian Army, they, as a part of their Operation Brahma, they deployed nano drones to assist in search and rescue operations. So the use of drone in evaluating the damage, how much damage has been done in that area, and search operations, rescue operations, and of course, I already mentioned about assessing the damage, the buildings and the areas, and monitoring the collapsed building structures. So this is an important role. And the drone which was used by Indian Army, the Operation Brahma for the earthquake, it all equipped with cameras, you know, which can capture all the, you know, images and the condition of the collapsed buildings, and this which will help them to monitor and rescue efforts. So that is very important. Again, this is not related to drone, but there they have also used the rescue dog mules, they call it. So this is the Indian Army, you know, they use the robotic mule, also known as the robotic dogs, to assist in search and rescue operations, apart from drones. Then, of course, real-time monitoring I already mentioned. So this is the role of drones in emergency response, especially in delivering aid after the disaster. Now, global impact. This is something, you know, Zipline, it operates one of the largest autonomous medical drone networks in Rwanda. That was since 2016, and also in Ghana since 2019. So this was actually the fixed-wing drones launched from centralized distribution center to deliver blood products, vaccines, and essential medicines within 30 to 60 minutes to remote clinics, bypassing all the poor, you know, the infrastructure, the roads and all. So this rapid on-demand service has actually cut the delivery time up to 70%, just imagine. And it also slashed the waste of temperature-sensitive supplies and dramatically improved the patient outcomes in the hard-to-reach or difficult terrains areas. These are some of the companies driving healthcare drone innovation. So I'm not promoting any company here, but of course, I'll just mention. So global players, Zipline USA, actually, you know, now the Zipline USA has signed an MOU with the Niti Aayog, India, and Apollo Hospitals for expanding to hilly and remote regions. Also the Swoop Arrow, this is in Australia. So they did a feasibility study with the WHO and UNICEF in Manipur and Nagaland showing more than 80% delivery time reduction. As I told that it is still evolving. A lot of studies are still ongoing in this area, in healthcare. And with international collaboration. So India is now actually awakening to the uses of drone. And also, this US Swoop Arrow has partnered with state health departments to design the drone-enabled immunization rounds. And it has engaged with DGCA for phased BVLOS permissions. So this is in targeting the Northeast and island territories. So this is again, it's happening. Now, I think challenges are manifold, but you know, most important challenges are regulatory hurdles, which are always there. You know, you need to streamline the BVLOS approvals and integrate with the air traffic management. That is very important. Then, of course, infrastructure, regulatory, infrastructure, lack of drone ports and charging stations also limit the operations of drones. Then public acceptance or community acceptance, you know, addressing safety and privacy concern is, you know, people are not aware actually, and stakeholder engagement is very important to build trust and uptake of this. Then, of course, payload and range limits again is a challenge, and weather and terrain is always a challenge. And most importantly, data security and privacy. You know, implement end-to-end encryption and secure the data link products. I think that is very important. Cost and scalability is again one challenge. Maintenance and reliability, I think these are some of the important challenges. But then, future of drone-based healthcare. I've just mentioned here, there are some more. These are the important ones. 5 times, you know, drones will drastically reduce transport time to 5 times, expanding the window for successful transplants. So, and then remote monitoring, AI autonomy, and emergency response, disaster response, and organ transportation, blood transportation. There are other applications, as I mentioned, aerial surveillance. It can be used for aerial surveillance to monitor public health issues. Even sometimes you can use it for the, you know, any mosquito-borne diseases like malaria, dengue, or environmental health issues, hazards. Then medical waste management is again important. AI autonomy, I think this is important. I don't know, but somebody must have spoken about this topic, very important. And increased autonomy and AI-powered drone operations will optimize delivery routes and resource allocation. This will also, of course, this is for all sectors, but also in healthcare. And of course, users of drones, we all know, you know, I listened to Ms. Sandhu's talk, agriculture, construction, horticulture, and environmental monitoring, that's very important, disaster response, security, surveillance, film and entertainment industry, you know, photography and special effects, they are also using drones, surveying and mapping, and of course, delivery and logistics. But healthcare, its use is limited. It is evolving. It is coming up, and a lot of studies, research, there are some success stories, they are there. But then we need to do more. We need to create awareness among the public. We need to engage the community. And those who are involved in manufacturing of drones, I think they should also now start focusing on healthcare. Because healthcare, we all know the benefits, the usage, you know, what all I have spoken. These, most importantly, the accessibility, the timeliness, you know, and the prompt, quick delivery. I think these are actually changing lives of people. And especially in rural areas, remote areas, underserved areas, and hard to reach areas. So why not? Because in healthcare, what is more important is timeliness, If you get timely care during emergency, you can improve the patient outcome. You can save lives. In healthcare, what matters is outcome, the result. If the treatment is delayed, if you lose the time is very critical. So drones can play a major role in that, very crucial role. Lastly, now, as I just mentioned, that drones in healthcare can be a game changer, and improved access, saving lives, driving innovation. We need to drive some more innovation, especially in this drones technology. So how we can, integrate some innovative technology into drones, and see that there's more and more takers in healthcare, more and more, we should try to involve the innovators, the technology people, those who are already into drone technology. They should come up with ideas, innovations. Especially, they should actually engage healthcare people, not, you cannot design, you cannot design anything without involving the stakeholders. So you need to involve some healthcare leaders, and sit with them, discuss with them, and then evolve something new, come up with a new innovation or technology. So drones are actually transforming the healthcare delivery and emergency response in India. The future involves the integration with AI for smarter healthcare solutions. And by improving the access to essential medical supplies, enabling rapid emergency response and driving innovation, drones are going to play a vital and a critical role in shaping the future of healthcare in India. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Thank you for watching Drone TV, your gateway to the latest in drone technology, GIS innovations, and AI-driven solutions. To partner with us or promote your company on Drone TV, visit www.dronetv.in. Contact us at +917 5201 23555.